But being tongue-tied in a foreign land can stop you cold. For many of us, the language barrier is one of the big reasons we don't dare venture to exotic destinations. Even if you do, you've got to pay a guide or stay near the resort hotel, and even then, a slip of the tongue can turn an excellent adventure into a bad trip. So what if the key to chatting up anyone on the planet were right in your pocket? Dr. Alex Weibel and his team at Carnegie Mellon are making machines that turn any language into the one that makes sense to you.
Hallo Baratunde.
Hello,
Wir freuen uns
Dr.
ausgesprochen über euren Besuch hier bei uns in unserem Labor.
Okay, slow down. That sounded like German, which I don't speak at all. I'm going to assume you said something really nice. Could we maybe start over in English, though?
Sure.
Okay.
I was just welcoming you. But that's the sort of situation you face when you travel all over the world. We have language barriers. We are separated by cultures and languages. There's, of course, a lot of technology coming along now where translation of text is becoming available.
Yeah, it's free, online, everywhere.
But what we're trying to do is make it available everywhere in every situation. So we want to translate speech, we want to translate road signs, we want to translate text. Whenever you want in a situation where we're separated by language barriers, we want to make that go away, make it transparent.
Alex houses his language translating software in a laptop built for the ravages of travel.
You have to have a device that is more rugged.
Right.
You want to maybe put it on the desk to be able to interview people or talk with people. This one works with a touch display. I have a terrible headache. Since when have you had this headache?
Translation programs are always an iffy proposition. They often don't get figures of speech or slang quite right. You can sound really dumb, but Alex's system lets you double-check yourself.
In parentheses, there you see a back translation, because I don't understand Thai, so I can't tell if the translation is correct. So what the system does, it translates into Thai and from Thai back into English and puts it in parentheses.
Now, what if I'm not a doctor without borders, Red Cross, saving the world person? I'm going on vacation. Is there something more usable for that circumstance?
Yeah. Well, needless to say that this is a little big to put in your pocket.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're creating actually this type of translation technology on an iPhone.
This handy technology is called the Jibbigo, as in gibberish on the go.
You can do speech translation dialogues in a situation where it is on a device that you carry with you anyway.
Yeah.
Can you recommend a restaurant? The nice thing about this technology is that it actually really runs on the device.
So it's local, it's not pulling a website?
No roaming charges, and it allows you to make the simple dialogues between the locals and yourself.
That I want to test in the field here. Can we do that?
Sure.
Great.
Let's go out in the street and try it. You're on your own.
Just me and the device?
Spanish environment.
Dr. Alex Weibel and I are about to field test his pocket translator on the multilingual streets of Pittsburgh.
So how's this going to work?
You push a button, speak it in English, and it translates it into Spanish, and you can hear it in Spanish coming up.
And this is Spanish, Japanese, what other languages are you working with?
We work on some more languages now, but they're not out yet, so they'll be out soon. Hello, how are you?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien.
I am okay.
All right. So what happens now?
You're on your own.
Just me and the device?
Spanish environment.
All right, wish me luck.
Okay.
I'm crossing my fingers and pushing the buttons.
With Alex's Jibbigo in hand, I search for foreign language speakers to see if this trendy translator really is the talk of the town.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where the nearest bus stop is?
一番近いバス停はどこか教えてもらえますか?
まっすぐ歩いて角で右を曲がってください.
Down the block and to the left.
Thank you very, very much.
本当にどうもありがとう。
どういたしまして.
All right.
That was easy, assuming she really knows where the bus station is.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where the art museum is?
¿Puede decirme dónde está el Museo de Arte?
Sí, se encuentra a 4 cuadras hacia la izquierda.
Go 4 blocks and to the left.
Thank you.
I'm making new friends all over the place, or at least my phone is, and it doesn't just translate talk.
Now, let's say, for example, you're going through the city and there's things, like road signs and signs in the environment.
Yeah.
If you've ever been in Japan or China and you can't read the
I
road
have.
signs,
I mean, I've grown up with a certain set of letters that I'm used to seeing, and I was in Japan, and those letters didn't exist, so I had no context to even make an educated guess.
Right.
Are you guys working on signs?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's one of those many things where we think we can make contribution to make that language barrier go away.
So it takes this image.
It extracts the characters within the picture.
Right, so it's got to find the words
it's
first.
have to find it, and then after that's done, we do OCR, and then based
Optical
on
character recognition.
recognition, we translate it into English. And what we see here on the display is that the road sign said police station.
Police station. When I see this, I don't see police station. I don't see anything remotely familiar. How has your team encoded or built the engines and algorithms behind some of what we've seen? You've got a handful of languages, 20,000 word vocabulary. Are they doing this manually? Are they buying this off the shelf?
Most of the algorithms we use are automatic learning algorithms.
Okay.
They really rely on training and learning directly from data.
So machines that learn.
That is right.
Okay.
So we are collecting a tremendous amount of data. The programs essentially learn from them and build up their internal representations to do the recognition and to do the translation.
I remember reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and there was a fish, the Babel fish. You put it in your ear, and it would translate direct from sound waves into brain waves, any language in the universe. Are you guys working on that sort of form factor?
Well, that's of course science fiction, but what we are concerned about is to make the interface appear so seamless that it becomes very natural. So we're working on heads-up display glasses where you see subtitles under someone else's face, or loudspeakers that whisper in your ear.
So I can have voices in my head finally?
You hear voices,
and a legitimate
foreign
excuse.
voices in your head.
I'm glad to know you guys are working on that too. That research dollars well spent.
In our increasingly international world, language barriers are still a problem. But in the next 10 years,
Sweet and sour ribs.
instant translators like the Jibbigo will break them down for good.
Right. Thank you.
We don't often identify computer scientists with the pursuit of human-to-human relationships, but that's exactly the focus at the Interact Center here at Carnegie Mellon University. What we've never had is the ability for someone to speak and hear in her language while interacting with someone who speaks and hears in his own entirely different language. Having that ability is going to change the future of communication, the future of travel, education, humanitarian aid. Imagine dropping into a country and speaking one of dozens of languages without piles of books weighing you down on the flight over. By lowering the bar on human communication, what Dr. Weibel and his team have really done is raise the bar on human adventure.